So it's special election day coverage for your buddies here at Anarchist Jurisdiction. I, of course, am in Portland, Oregon. Terry Holloman is in Seattle, Washington. And Terry, last night we spoke. It was the eve of the day that was the day. Today is the day.
The day that is the day.
The day that is the day when we begin a new America. Isn't it exciting?
You are so optimistic, man.
I'm feeling better.
What new today?
I know I was kind of a bummer last night. I know that. I'm going to be better today.
Really?
Because, you know why? Because
on the right side of the bed.
I've just got the tingles of news. I've got the tingles of breaking news. And once you have those, certainly like the negative aspects of those breaking news elements sort of fade away a little bit, and all you fixate on is the excitement of those pieces of breaking news.
Yeah. Have you received any breaking news yet?
Nope.
I haven't even. Honestly, I've been so anxious. It's like I don't even know, like something you're so excited for that you kind of want to put it off and you don't want to look at it. Like, I know it's right there, but I'm not going to look at it. I haven't looked at it all day. There's
nothing quite, really that impactful to look at quite yet. In fact, what they're teasing right now is exit polls, which is like, the preseason coaching poll for college football. It's just a lot of people. It's a lot of people projecting on what may or may not happen. Right. Nobody knows exactly. So if you don't know what an exit poll is, essentially it's just asking people what they did while they were in the booth. Right. Now, it's especially less impactful this year because so many people voted early. There's just far less people to talk to coming out of the booth. Because 102 million votes have already been cast, and we don't know what those votes say. So, but still, it's what's in the Chiron right now. Coming up in half an hour, we'll have more exit polls. John King, I chose CNN for the evening. I find that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
And because I think that my favorite map molester is John King. Yeah. of all the people. And the only one I realize that really bugs me from CNN is Wolf Blitzer. And as we discussed last night, he's one of the first to bail on coverage. Yeah, so I actually like Anderson Cooper.
Well, Anderson's good. Good. I'm MSNBC though. I want to see Kornacki. That's his name. I called him Bernanke last time. It's Kornacki.
Yeah.
He's like the super map nerd.
He is. He gets really into it.
Yeah, this is his moment.
Yeah. But, I either we choose wisely or we choose poorly, and depending on what guy you're into, that decision is left up to you. But I figure now, no matter what, the next 2 months are going to play out the way they were going to play out anyway. So we get a bit of a reprieve. And then, in January 20th, the real work starts.
Yeah.
And you're clearly, I didn't know that you were an Eric B for president guy.
Oh yeah, I've been Eric B for president since '86. Listen.
And what, Rakeem?
Since '86, baby.
Rakeem is the vice president, or
Eric B. Rakeem is the vice president, secretary of defense, or whatever you want to call him. He's
whatever cabinet position he wants.
Whatever he wants.
Yeah.
The God MC.
Well, I hope your Eric B vote doesn't lead to a Trump. I hope it's not akin to the Jill Stein vote in 2016.
I stole votes from Biden for Eric B. A lot of for those of you who might not know and might not be hip hop aficionados, there is a rap group called Eric B and Rakim, and I think it probably was their first single that ever came out. It was called Eric B is President.
That is a
song. Eric B was the DJ, Rakim the rapper. And he said, Eric B is president in 1986. It came out. No Tricks in 86.
Now, you haven't had that shirt since 1986, right?
Absolutely not. If I have something right now from 1986, there's who's going to fit in that in my house except for my 8-year-old?
Very good point.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yep. So there we go.
All right. So when do you start, ignoring your family and watching coverage?
Shortly. I mean, I ignore my family all the time. That's a whole different conversation. No, seriously, probably. So here's the deal. I just all of a sudden got the worst headache in the world, probably like 15 minutes ago.
Oh no.
So I have to go get some Advil or something. And I think it's because I've really honestly trying to be. I'm just being honest, and I think there's probably a bunch of people out there like this right now that tried to be nonchalant about this for the last couple of days, at least for the last 24 hours. Like, I knew this was coming. I tried to, as much as I know it's a huge deal, tried to pretend or block it from my mind. It's been a huge deal. I've kept myself pretty occupied and very busy.
Right.
This morning, I had a lot of things to do, and I this all came crashing down on me about 15 minutes ago. Like, this is real.
Yeah. No, it's funny. This morning I read a preview for the Carolina Atlanta game on Thursday, and it just seemed hilarious. That's a game that's taking place in the brave new world that we're embark on as of hopefully 10 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Here's the thing. So, and I think maybe this is why I started getting a headache. I turned my radio station to some of the coverage as I was on my way home, and I was just listening to some of the projections and the polls, and then it talked about the president and that he plans on sending his lawyers in tonight, regardless of what the outcomes are. I mean, obviously he has some inside information that is not going to go his way right out the gate.
It seems so. Seems like he's resigned himself to defeat.
Yeah, but he's already intending to send his attorneys in to block the ballots and to extend this thing and make it a much tougher fight than it needs to be, if that's the case, if that's even the case.
Right. But that's the hope with all these early voters, is that won't be the case. And he did appear on Fox and Friends this morning and said he kind of nullified that whole storyline that he's going to declare victory. Says, there's no need to play games. If he's not winning, he's not going to make that false pronouncement. So that's good.
You believe that?
Yeah. I'm choosing to. No. I'm choosing to. Until
now, of all the things you could have believed over the last 4 years, now you can start choosing to believe like the day before, the day of the election. Exactly.
That's it. I'm choosing to here on November 3rd to believe that he's going to stick to his word and not do that. Because what you say on Fox and Friends is then cast in stone.
Yeah, it's like a pinky swear.
It is. By the way, if you're watching along, please hit the share button. And I'm just curious. It's still it's so early. It's only 3:00. There's so much of the day left to experience. Most people aren't even thinking about dinner yet, certainly not preparing it. There's so much more to be done. But of course, in the back of everybody's mind is, when the polls start closing and we start to see some of these projections. So, it's the same. It's not a new question for sure, but what do you feel in this now, the day of afternoon? Because I'm starting, last night I said exhausted, and I feel somewhat invigorated today.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a second win today.
Yeah. It'll be short-lived, I'm sure. Despair will return tomorrow, maybe even later this evening. But as it is right now, again, because I'll get swept up in the breaking news.
Yeah.
And so that's and I saw a lot of people asking too, what time is it appropriate to drink? Well, since the pandemic started, it's kind of up to you. We're at airport rules as it is. We do have one of our listeners, Lisa, who's 2 edibles in, and it's only 3 p.m. So I
have to tell you guys before we move on from that one, Lisa. Everything isn't for everybody.
Yeah,
that's what they say, right? If I would try that move, if I would try one edible, if I would try half an edible, this would be the worst election in the history of elections on planet Earth. Like I wouldn't make it. I would not make it. I would my hair, I would light my hair on fire. I would think, oh, did I get my ballot in, or did somebody break into the mailbox, or maybe Trump operatives are outside my house right now. Maybe we got to get out of here.
So you lose your shit, huh?
Oh man, I'm done.
Really?
Rap, I'm no good.
Are you saying that as a father who's discouraging his children from using it, or are you? Is that really you
I'm
kind
checking
of?
the all the above box. I am checking the all the above box, bro. I tell you. So very quickly, the last time it happened was an accident. It was accidental. I ate a cookie, and I wasn't informed what was in that cookie.
Yeah, that happens
until it was too late. And then the story ends up with me laying on my hotel floor, Googling how to not be high no more.
really.
And I will tell anybody that listens to me that is within earshot, if you ever have to be high, do not Google how to not be high.
Yeah, it's probably just gonna be a lot of people fucking with you.
Oh no, it was just like talks about how people's life went to the shit after they tried weed for the first time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had good. It's my least favorite drug in the world. So I've had good and bad experiences with it. But you know, Terry, and you grew up in the same era. Pot used to be really shitty. Like used to, I used to grow up. You know, where I got my pot growing up was it just grew wild on the side of the Garden State Parkway, and you had to pick the seeds and the stems and everything out. You bought it from some dude had a rubber band in his beard, and he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't have the proper lamps and didn't give it the love that he did. And then all of a sudden, you go from that to this, government research weed that we essentially have now, and it's a whole different game. The last time that I did it, I could not figure I was almost like you. I was in a hot tub and then I hit a joint the same way that you would hit a cigarette. And I couldn't figure out how the hell to get out of that hot tub. And had resigned myself, there are worse places you could live for the rest of your life. This is just where I'm gonna be.
It's okay. It's hot. It's a tub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you. So I think that maybe if you grew up in this era of pot, it's just what you're normally experiencing and what you're used to. But I could see myself using Google to figure out how the hell to get out of this situation.
Dude, I'm telling you, the worst thing you could do, never Google that thing, man. I saw one, it's like one good tip, and then it just it turned into this guy's his journal of, yes, I smoked weed once and now I smoke it every day, and now I live in the basement and I can't talk to people. I can't have normal conversations. Every relationship I had is over. My parents hate me. I don't have a job. I was like, holy shit. Damn. Oh, yeah, it was bad. And it became physical. He became having a physical addiction. I remember it vividly because I was like, God, if you save me from this, I will never, ever, ever go near anybody who's smoking weed. So
you were making dealings with your Lord and Savior.
Oh man! Listen, I was in Denver, Colorado, and my hotel room had got screwed up, so I couldn't even stay in my own hotel room.
Right.
So my brother happened to have a hotel room, and I had to sleep on his floor, and it was 110 degrees, and he was in the room watching Twilight while I'm on the floor like this, huddled up.
Wait, Twilight, like that, the vampire movie for preteens?
Vampire movie. I'm hearing all this. It's a motel on the side of the road, and I'm on the floor. Sweating.
Yeah.
Sweating like I was in Devo's chicken coop. It was the worst.
So you really turned into the lousy, PSA type movies they showed us in high school to show us the scary effects of drugs. You were special, man. Yeah, you don't want to be like Terry, crying on the floor, Googling God while Kristen Stewart's deciding between a vampire and a werewolf.
In a hotel, and then I'm gonna try to end it on this one, but there was so many layers to this story, man.
Yeah,
like I said, so hotel. I was in Colorado for my uncle's wedding, and so I actually got robbed that day.
Okay.
And so my mind was in a bad spot. I went to the bachelor party. There was the cookie. I just started eating the cookie. They were like, there's weed in that cookie. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then my hotel got screwed up. I had to go sleep in my brother's hotel. His hotel was like, it was like the Days Inn, right? It was Days Inn, and I had been watching. Like, you ever seen the First 48?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it was like every First 48 I had seen, somebody had just got murdered at the Days Inn, like from a bad drug deal, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody's gonna kick in the door and think we are the drug dealers and kill us.
Yeah.
And then the vampires are here, and the wolf is here, and it's Edward and Jacob. I just want to go home.
Were you verbalizing any of this? Like, did your brother realize how it would have?
No. Like, how do you say that to somebody? Like, how do you say somebody?
That's what I hated,
man.
That's what I hated most about it, is that there's almost shame in communicating it. Like, you feel like you'd rather just keep it to yourself, because you're having problems that really warrant no solution anyway.
Right.
Yeah. As you know, when's the last time you Googled something and didn't figure it out? But right. How do I stop being high is something that Google's not going to be able to tell you.
And I just got to say this for the record, though, and for our viewer, Lisa, who's watching, I'm not deriding the use of cannabis, whether it be medical or recreation at all. I'm just telling you about my experience that time.
Yeah.
So
Lisa's a drug addict, obviously, who hasn't come to terms with her addiction. And she'll figure it out. I've heard stories like her a million times. Of course, yeah. There have been several maladies and afflictions that have been successfully treated by cannabis, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
And that's using it different than you. Like, she had cancer and it helped her with her. Well, the cancer treatment wasn't slipped to you in a mysterious cookie.
Right.
Like, you actually had a regimen and everything. That's very, very different than Terry's experience. Yeah. Pot's not for me. Pot's not for Terry. We are a dare show. This is a drug-free zone.
This is no longer the anarchist zone.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. We are an anarchist jurisdiction, but we're also near a school. So no drug dealing here. So I didn't want to go the full hour tonight. I just thought it would be fun to check in, because I knew last night, which I'll admit, Terry, was a 46-minute bitch fest, and then your great story about what it's like to return a kickoff for the Huskies. I'm not going to say that I'm optimistic today, but I'm on the path to optimism. And what more could you ask for in this piece of garbage shit year than that? Yeah. I mean, that's the best. That's the best we could possibly hope for. And we're going to go through, no matter how crazy tonight gets, there are going to be these things that are exciting. I do love when they call it for the states. I love the possibility of an acceptance speech, of a concession speech. May or may not happen tonight, but hopefully it will. And then when America wakes up tomorrow, we're either going to decide that what's happening right now in America is A-okay, and we want to stick with it for another 4 years, or the other old guy is going to take over. Who's got fresh ideas. Really and ultras in a new course. So yes, there's a degree of sarcasm with my optimism, but it is real. It's a real thing.
Yeah,
it is.
I will say this, again, just to give my I don't want to say my last interpretation of what's going on right now is, and we can either have 4 more years of the same, or we can go in a different direction. And it is, like you said, 2 old guys. But the difference in the 2 old guys, outside of some of the things that are obvious, is that I think Joe Biden will do a better job of surrounding himself with people who can get the job done.
No,
I don't think we're going to be left up to Joe Biden and his devices when it comes to foreign policy or new regulations as far as a tax code, or whether or not we allow Muslims in or not, or what we do as far as the pandemic. He's not going to be winging it. He's going to surround himself with people who know what the hell they're talking about, and use.
I'll wear a name tag so he remembers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. There you go. That's James
Camelot. Oh, I remember you.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Oh, you're the queer mayor from Indiana. I remember you. I'll never be able to say your last name. But. And then
we can make that's what we can make fun of if he wins. That's the thing. We're gonna make fun of everybody when whoever it is, and it is.
I feel like Barack Obama's gonna be around the White House a lot.
I think so.
And
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at he'll just be sitting with you remember that famous picture of him with his feet up and he's got a hole in his shoe. His Barack Obama picture. I love that picture.
I don't give a damn.
It was staged, but who cares? Like he just understood this is I could see that happening again, and Joe's just taking the couch and just being like, it's like the good old times.
Just like we used to do, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, my clean, well-spoken buddy's still around. Yeah.
Blues Brothers, baby.
Yeah.
So before Zach, I know you see the question that's popped up here.
Yeah.
Socialism. I really need people to explain this to me. Why they believe that a Joe Biden presidency means socialism by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't know this person, but I know that they are. Sorry, whoever you are. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of what socialism is. For one thing, socialism already is prevalent in America. In fact, we saw many instances of it this year where losses are socialized and profits are capitalized. And we saw that again in 2008. What do you think PPP was? It was money spread around and given out to people. PPP was a version of socialism. In fact, most of our economy is based on socialism, if you think about it. And socialism, actually in most other countries, is a successful economic model. And how is capitalism working out this year? The only reason capitalism even still exists is because of socialism, with the government handing out money. So it is actually not a new direction. You're right. It's a direction we've been heading in basically since 1930, when this nation decided that it was okay to invalidate the gold standard and go into debt. So good point, VO, whoever you are. I know that you think socialism is a scary word, and when other people say it, you're probably like, yeah, that's a strong talking point. We're a capitalistic nation. You work hard for everything that you got. Well, not really. We're a socialized nation with just little hints of capitalism, almost like China. In fact, probably more socialized than China. So take your stupid shit and apply it to all the other 99% of garbage Facebook. That's where you belong.
You took that one and went,
yeah.
I was going in a whole different direction with it.
Yeah.
That direction worked.
Yeah. Some people for the last time in 2020, because also, VO, Merry Christmas. That's going to be my sentiment for people starting tomorrow, is spreading joy. But I had one last 20 seconds of vitriol to get out. And now, for me, it's putting together my wish list for Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's and Happy Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, and all that good stuff.
Yes. Kwanzaa. Stop. Is that still a thing?
What do you mean? Don't you disrespect Kwanzaa?
But I'm not disrespecting it, but it's still around. I never see the sales.
Anywhere. It's Christmas. It's Festivus leaving us.
Yeah, well,
Festivus for the rest of us is still here.
Always shall be. Tell me.
I don't know what Kwanzaa is.
I was going to say, you damn liar. Tell me one thing you do on Kwanzaa.
Be black. Be black as hell. Yeah. Listen to James
Brown.
Listen to James Brown all day.
I, as a white person, will always mention it. And when I wish many holiday goodwill to everybody, always be, even though, I've never seen actually one specific person celebrate. And I'm not even sure if it's something that you celebrate. Or if it's more like Hanukkah, it's something that you are like solemnly part of. By the way, this is the last thing too. Hanukkah Christians out there ain't that big a deal to the Jews. But because Christmas is so big, we kind of just lump it in. Like, it's like their fourth biggest. It's basically like their Memorial Day. It's not huge. But because Christmas is such a big deal, we feel like, hey, we're having all this fun. You guys must be having fun too with all your candles and everything. Yeah.
Let's light some candles.
Yeah.
Spin the dreidel.
Spin the dreidel. Yeah, there's nothing better than that. All right, man. Well, I'm in a better mood.
Good. Me too.
Yeah.
My headache's subsiding. I'm still gonna go take some Advil.
Good.
I might take some tequila with it.
I think that America's going to get drunk together tonight, whether in celebration or despair. So that's the one thing that's going to unite us, as it always has. Booze to celebrate, and also booze to mourn.
Yep.
Always. It's why liquor stores are never in any recession or economic situation. Liquor stores are always going to be A-okay.
Recession proof. If a liquor store goes out of business, that's because somebody was robbing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
The one bummer is that hopefully, Terry, because I'm starting to quite like Anarchy. Today, I was at a bakery, and I wanted a muffin, so I just took it.
Ooh,
that's Anarchy. That's lawlessness. I'm hoping that Joe Biden does it if he is the victor. Doesn't restore too much law to our two beloved cities, because I've gotten quite used to just marauding, and to go back to a civilized society where cash is turned over and for services and goods. Man, I've gotten so used to the alternative here with our cop-free jurisdictions that, man, I don't know if I can go back.
It's gonna be tough, man.
It's gonna be tough.
The old lifestyle. I'll tell you what. On my way home today, I did something illegal. Nice. I walked also into a bakery.
Yeah.
And I did not have on a mask.
Really? Did you make a whole thing about it?
What I did is I turned around and went back outside and got my mask out of the car. But
still, for like 5 seconds. You were a scofflaw.
Oh,
yeah.
My goodness. I was a scourge of the earth.
Was it thrilling?
Listen. So I'm in downtown Snohomish.
Yeah.
Is absolutely ultra white. And so I walked into the bakery in ultra white downtown Snohomish, and it was like the record skip. And then everybody went like this. And I was like, when I did my mouth like that, I was like,
oh, damn.
I don't have a mask on my mouth. That's why they looking at me. First, I was like, they looking at me because I'm black.
Yeah.
It was like, no, they looking at me because I'm spreading germs.
It was both. I'm sure some were like, I had no idea they like muffins. Interesting.
What did they get? Blueberry? Perhaps?
If he gets a scone, this changes a lot of my preconceptions. Yeah.
They like berries. I did not know that.
The best thing, we're gonna wrap up in a minute here. I love the something that I thought was hilarious today is if Joe Biden, who I still think has most of his faculties together, it would be hysterical if the first thing he does is pardon America's dad and releases Bill Cosby from jail. I just thought that today. I thought that would be, and then he's standing next to him at the inauguration, and Cosby just does a and
go to Jello pudding pops for everyone.
All right, dude. Well,
no, before we leave, but this is the last thing I want to do before we leave. I want to leave everybody with a good mood.
Okay.
So since we're out here, and I'm out here in the outskirts.
That's some nice foliage you got behind there. What is that?
I don't know.
What kind of plant you got there?
I don't know. I do want to show you guys this.
Yeah.
Just so you guys, faith in America.
Yep.
Look what I got in my backyard.
Wow. That is I don't know what you call a whole bunch of ducks. A gaggle. That's a gaggle of ducks.
Watch this. I'm going to feed them. Just for you guys.
You got your own little petting zoo. Can you get close enough to one to pet it?
Yeah. I don't do it. I don't touch it. I don't touch wild animals.
Right. That's the way you got a puppy. That's got to be driving the puppy crazy. That's hunting.
Yeah, that's right. That's like
right
the natural enemy, right?
Yeah. According to Duck Hunt. All right, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, and America 2020.
That's right.
That's right. No candidate in my flag. It's just the country and the stars and bars.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we're anarchist jurisdiction. Thanks everybody. Have a great election day. Try to stay sober enough to remember who the president is when you wake up tomorrow. That's the best you can hope for. We'll talk to you again soon, a little bit closer to a new America.
Amen.
Which we're all looking forward to. All right, I'll see you, buddy.
All right, peace.
Have a good night, everybody.